Republican Senator Marco Rubio has made it clear over the years that he doesn't like his job, right? He's not happy with it. He's admitted that. Doesn't like what he does, who would want to spend several days a week in D.C. getting paid $174,000 a year to basically do nothing? Oh, it must be terrible for poor little Marco. Well, now Marco Rubio's Senate opponent for the seat that is up next year, 2022 midterms, Democrat by the name of Val Demings, is seizing on Marco Rubio's refusal to go to work and is making that one of the centerpieces for her campaign. She recently hammered little Marco for missing 14 Senate hearings in just the last 2 months. 14 meetings with committees that he is sitting on. And he just said, nope, not going to do it. And of course, his excuse is that, well, listen, there's a lot of Republicans that aren't doing this because it's hearings about Biden's nominees. And we're not going to confirm any of them, so we're just not even going to go to the meetings. Cool. Listen, Marco, I have sat through many meetings over the years that had nothing to do with me, that were for things I disagreed with. But because it was literally part of my job description to go and attend these meetings, I went. I didn't like it. I wasn't happy with it. Spent a lot of the time texting people, I'm not going to lie. But I still went because my job depended on it. I didn't get to skip 14 different meetings in the span of 2 months and still keep my job. But it's not just the last 2 months that is a problem for Marco Rubio. He was basically called the absentee senator when he ran for president in 2016, which technically was 2015 because that's when the primaries or the debates and all that began. And once Rubio lost the state of Florida in 2016, he immediately filed for re-election to run for Senate, even though he said he wasn't going to do it. But he was hammered by his Republican opponents on that debate stage back in 2015 for literally just never showing up to work. Here's the numbers. This is crazy. A review by the Tampa Bay Times in early 2016, spurred by criticism from presidential rival Jeb Bush, found Rubio had missed 68% of his committee hearings, including 80% of commerce hearings and 85% of the small business committee hearings. The guy just doesn't show up to work. Marco Rubio, in addition to, as I call him, the stupidest person in the U.S. Senate today, he's also apparently the laziest. Just doesn't want to show up. That's not how this works, Marco. I don't care if y'all are boycotting Biden's nominees. You've been boycotting your actual job for years now. You can't use that as an excuse. We have the data. We have the numbers. And of course, you've been busted for this many times in the past. So I hope Val Demings continues this political assault on Marco Rubio, who by all measures, in my opinion, is absolutely unfit to be holding this Senate seat that he has held on to for far too long at this point. The guy is absolute trash as a senator. And the worst part is, he doesn't even show up to work. And that's what Florida voters need to remember. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat or independent or anything else. If you're in the state of Florida, are you really going to vote for somebody that just doesn't show up to work? If you were running a business, would you hire somebody that says, hey, listen, I'm probably going to miss about 85% of my work here? You would say, cool, get the hell out of my office. Get out of my building, get out of my store, get out of my restaurant, get out of whatever it is. You wouldn't continue entertaining hiring this person who doesn't show up. So why the hell would you do that? Why the hell would you pick a senator who doesn't even show up to work?